Welcome, one and all, to Two Fucking Honest Tool Review, where nobody sends me free shit, so I don't give a fuck. Today, we're going to be going over 4 different Stanliner tools here, and I'm going to talk about one more that I forgot. When I buy tools, like so, I like to buy a whole set. So I actually have the whole set of these Stanliner snake tools. The whole double bends, the different, I think there's 4 or 5 of them, whatever. They're all fucking great. It seems to me like this rounded edge here, whenever you go to push it down, it just provides a lot smoother of a push. I've heard other people say that, oh, Stanliner makes me faster. I disagree with that. I don't think it makes me faster, I think it makes me better. Cleaner repairs, and if you get it right the first time and you don't have to fix anything, you're not knocking down so much, well then yeah, I guess that in that respect it would make you faster. But the important thing to notice about these is there's more than one way to use them. There's the obvious way, where you're pushing here, but especially with the snake ones, a lot of time I will jam that, like if I'm working on the quarter panel near a wheel well, I'll see if I can find a photo or something, but I'll jam it on in there through the tail light. And then you can actually twist as well with the heel or down here, so it gets you real close to the edge of that wheel well. Next one we'll go ahead and talk about here, the crane tool. I struggled with this one for a minute. I couldn't find a good use for it that another tool on my cart wasn't doing better. That is until this dent here. That dent. Something really interesting happened. All of a sudden, this shape makes sense. So you see something like this, normally you're thinking, fender tool, it works for a fender tool. It's kind of door tool-ish. And that's where the magic happened the other day. So I had this big gnarly dent, Subaru dent. Some of you might have saw my Facebook rant about it. It took me like 15 hours. But I was in there. That dent, by the way, I fixed with, I would say, 90% Stanliner tools. All Stanliners and then one PDR finesse door tool. But anyways, I was in there just trying out these things, and I was noticing, using it as a door tool, I was getting these nice round soft pushes. Now, what you do need to know before you buy is there's a learning curve to all of these things. And those nice round soft pushes come at a price, and that's whenever you're pushing the metal, it's gonna follow that contour right there. So you're gonna start here, and if you're not directly on, pushing like so, it's actually gonna follow that contour, which in a lot of cases is really helpful. If you're trying to be super accurate, not so much. So what happened on that door is I was using it, and I had a brace right about so, and so I was able to get the meat of the dent out like this. But then this tip right here, this is really interesting. I don't know if this is what it was purpose built for, but it worked. Underneath the brace, so in between the brace and the door skin, I was able to get in there, and then using a push in the other direction, I was getting really accurate pushes with the end here. So meat underneath that brace. So to explain a little better, I'm getting this kind of action and that kind of action out of the tool. These are nice and soft little guys. That gives you some pretty pinpoint accuracy. It's neat. It's a neat design. And it's really thin. I don't know how obvious that's going to be. So getting in between braces, except for if they're really tight, is not really a problem with these. Next up, the rounded head snake tools. These are the only tools that I had reviewed beforehand. I saw them online and I thought, well, isn't that a novel idea? I already like the normal snake tools. I'm probably gonna love these. No, I do not. I'll tell you why. What you expect is this round head to give you a nice round push. Something a little nicer than, let's say, the normal snake. It's just not the case. Now, I've seen the Stanliner company defend themselves against this and say, oh no, it's for reverse blending. Well, I tried reverse blending and that sucks. Maybe it works for them, maybe it works for you. Don't take my word for it, give it a try, but it sucks. Now, the reason I say the geometry is off is this. So, if I'm working, let's say, a hood or a fender or anything flat, and I'm working straight up like so, if I don't get that perfect angle, which would be somewhere in here, where the panel would be running about here, what happens is this tool's gonna drop down. Oh, and look at that. So now I'm pushing, and my tool is actually hitting the tip here. And that tip is much gnarlier than you get from a regular snake tool. I'm gonna show you this tip real quick. So I actually, I contacted Bryce Kelly because he had done a review on this as well. And kind of asked him like, yo, you just reviewed this and you seem to like it. I mean, what am I missing here? Now, I'm no Bryce Kelly because you're not either. You know, he says he's come up with some clever ways to use this, scrubbing it, that kind of thing. Stanliner, the company, actually posted a video where they over push with this and they slide it around. That's a little too out of, you know, the norm for me. And I tried it and I just made little lines. Not something I would do. Not saying it's a bad tool, but as with all Stanliner tools, there is a learning curve that you have to overcome. And I haven't yet. Now this tool here is the reason I have waited so long to make this review. The pirate hook. I've got several of these, I think 3 or 4, I ordered all of them. I did not get it until today. You know, I've watched other reviews on this and it looks nice and what have you, but it's real radical. So one of the techs that works for me at my shop, he used the mini version of this and he said it was great. He actually used it, he was able to reach his arm around underneath a Chevy bedside. Don't ask me how, not important. So he was in love with it when he tried it. Now today, I had my first fender crease that was accessible with this guy. Let me tell you what, it wasn't a bad crease. It wasn't something that was gonna take me more than 10 minutes. I think I got it out in like 1 minute. I think maybe the video was like 50 seconds. This is pretty incredible. So, the way to operate this, as I understand it, and I'm sure Stanliner, there's probably lots of ways to operate it, but is you're going more of a rocking motion, like so. So right here, this curved edge is going to be contacting the panel. So I put this on the crease, thought I'd give it a try. I mean, there's other tools I've used to recrease things before, but this bad boy, holy shit, that was cool. No stitching that you would expect in a crease. Really, really accurate. I thought it might be difficult to pinpoint exactly where I was when I was doing this. It really wasn't hard at all. I crossed my own line once, so it required a little bit of knockdown, but I did take a video of what it looked like directly after I got done with it, before I did any knockdown or touched it with any other tools. One thing, no matter how you feel about the design of the tools, if you can get used to them, if you're stuck in your own ways, about Stanliner tools, is they are all built extremely well. As soon as you get them, you know you're holding something a little different. They're gonna replace a lot of tools on your cart. It comes at a price. You know, I believe all of these are going from anywhere between $100 and $150 per tool. But these are lifetime tools. They're built extremely well, as I understand. They're handmade. There is no flex in these bad boys at all. You know, if you get good leverage on the dent, you are on it. It's gonna move exactly how you want it to. They even come, I don't have it here, I'm at my house in my bar. They come with leather wrap tips and what have you. I believe the snake set I ordered from Dave Stream off of Veggie Tools. And then the rest of them I've ordered from Stanliner directly. And nope, this one I got from Dave Stream as well too. And I really couldn't be happier with most of them. If I had to put them in order from what is here right now, as a buyer's guide, the snake set, just a regular old snake set and the double bends. Those things are priceless. They're you just can't go wrong with them. Now, not pictured here because I forgot it, is the blade tools. I keep on finding ways to use those. I wish I had brought it, I had remembered it, but I'm gonna be taking these back to the shop with me tomorrow, so I'm not even gonna add them. Just know that those are awesome. So those would have a place number 2. Snake set number 1, blade set number 2. Number 3, I'm gonna go with these pirate hooks for number 3. You're not gonna use them a lot, but when you do use them, it's gonna save you a lot of time. Your repairs are gonna come out very clean. Not stitching up creases, that's amazing. I mean, that saves you, you know, it depends on how bad you do it, that could save you hours on a repair. That's a surprise for me though. I didn't think I would be ranking that number 3. Number 4, crane tool. It's a good tool though. I mean, I find reasons to use it. I'm not gonna say that it's replaced anything on my cart, but it's on my cart. It's really versatile, but I don't think it excels at any one thing particularly well. I think it does a lot of things, but nothing. And following up the pack is this, which is disappointing. These are the ones that I was most excited about, and that's the round heads here. They just don't do what I want them to. I put a couple layers of Tessa tape on a lot of them, and I get exactly what I'm after, and that's not a big deal. I mean, Tessa tape is cheap, and once you put it on there, I mean, it'll last forever. I don't want to see any more videos convincing me that this thing is awesome. I just want to watch them. The regular snakes, in my opinion, are 5 times better than these. As a buyer's guide, I'm not talking no shit about no Stanliners because as of right now, they are my favorite tool company. I would not spend my money on these again.